Simple name, simple movie, really great. Of course, this is going to be my spoiler-free review for it. I'm going to be as vague as I was just now because it's a great film and I don't want to spoil how good it is. But if you guys want to skip over the spoiler-free, super vague review, there will be a spoiler discussion and I'll have a link in the description for that once that video is actually uploaded, which I'm going to get to right after I finish this. But just to get right into it, this was a really good movie. I mean, it's supposed to be, I would love to see Hugh Jackman come back and play Wolverine in, I don't know where he'd do it. I don't know if they put him in Deadpool 2 or wherever, but if they brought him back and he decided, I want to do one more, maybe an ensemble thing, maybe, you know, not by himself, because he was like him and a few other characters in this, but just be like, let me have like 3 scenes where I kill somebody and then everybody else does some stuff. Who knows? Maybe he'll come back for like a little cameo or some cameos here and there. But for now, this is deemed to be, sadly, the last movie where he's going to play Wolverine. And, you know, they're moving on for, that's years from now, but at some point, they're going to get to X-23 in the actual films. But really good final film for him. This is supposed to be Patrick Stewart's last film, as well as Professor X, which I didn't hear until like, I think 2 weeks ago, and I was like, crap, that sucks, even though I don't know where he would have fit either, because how they've done the timeline and restarting everything, and whatever the next movie's supposed to be, going in line with the apocalypse thing, it's supposed to, of course, be set in the 90s, so it's going to be all the young characters anyway. So I don't know how they're going to do that. At some point, unless they do like really big time skips for that, they do still kind of have to bring in someone at least to do Wolverine. I don't know how they're going to play around with that, but for now, that's just up in the air. This is a great Wolverine movie. I want to start off with the fact that, I don't know, it's been what? We've been waiting like 12, 13 years for them to finally do Wolverine some visceral, violent justice. And I was so happy to see that in this. And it's early on too. Like they started and I'm like, okay, this is good. I've been waiting to see this, and it gets really crazy. And then it just gets better and better, or darker and darker. It depends on how you really look at it. Like for me personally, it's all fake. I'm like, I just wanted to see this for a long time. We've had, I mean, this is the guy who's had a bunch of solo movies, none of which have been crazy bloody. The Wolverine, where he was in Japan, that was the closest we had. And he was stabbing people and stuff, but there wasn't really blood or anything like that. And this, they just did it up. We got the R rating, a bunch of F-bombs. Like, I don't know how many F-bombs they put in here, but it was like, we got the R rating. They also have Wolverine. He does swear like that. So it's like, you know, for some people, some films, you'd be like, right, they're just swearing just to use that R rating. But for Wolverine, it's like, you know what, that actually, it works perfectly. You get that R rating, get 1,800 F-bombs, perfect. And then when the fighting happens, it's just people dying in the craziest ways possible. X-23 is in there, and she's doing flips and kicks and all sorts of crazy stuff. She's not holding back in any way, shape, or form either. But it was great, and it gets insanely visceral, and like the ending, like the whole ending fight scene is just intense. Like there's some deaths in there where I was like, I didn't even think that was possible from what initially happened. It seemed like such a simple death, like, okay, this happens. And then it's just like, huh. I thought they were just going to kind of like fall over and die, and then it's just like, nope, here's a surprise death, and it's just like a crazy way to die. So really love the way they did the violence in this, and it's done justice. I mean, it's the last one, so they had to do it right. I mean, the only other time that Wolverine has really gotten like this visceral treatment, as far, you know, outside the comic books, was from, oddly enough, the X-Men Origins Wolverine video game. The movie, of course, did nothing. The game is absolutely phenomenal. So for anyone who might be interested, I have to take every opportunity I get to reference this game. But for anyone who may not have played that game and you want to like play the violence that you got to see in this film, buy that. It's on like 360 and PS3. It's amazing. Make sure you get the mature version, because there's a teen version, and then the like uncaged version is the mature version. He like decapitates people, he like stab people in the neck and like rip all the way down. Like it's an insane game. You get like ripped apart, like as he does, like he can heal, except for this film because he's super old. But it was really good. Like I really enjoyed that. With him being older in the healing factor, and that's not a spoiler, it's not that he can't heal, it's just like they show in the trailer, he's not healing like he used to. But I really love that, and we get to see, you know, older Wolverine, and that was good. We get Old Man Logan, and I love the way they did that, and they blend the X-23 storyline in there, and I think they did a great job with it, and it was really good going through. It's kind of like, you know, I'm sure a lot of people are going to make this comparison, but with The Dark Knight, where that was a great superhero movie, but If you took out like the fact that it was Batman and just replaced it with normal people, that would still be an amazing, film. It would just be like a crazy tense drama movie, and that's exactly what this is like. If it weren't for the fact, I mean, I don't. There's certain elements, obviously, like the visceral action and just some stuff that happens because they are mutant characters that you kind of can switch out. But if it was just like any random superhero movie, if someone just made this as it didn't attach to Marvel or DC or any famous property, it would still be a phenomenal film. It's just kind of made better because like finally we get to see Wolverine doing this stuff, and it's super dark, and he kills a buttload of people, and it's kind of sad because it's so far in the future, and like they say in the trailers, when he's kind of giving that speech when he sees the comic book, and he's like, in the real world, like people die and stuff like that, and it's just dramatic all the way through. So really love the way they did that. I think it's like about a 2-hour film, and it's definitely paced out fairly well. I do enjoy that. I think it has a lot of drama to it, without a doubt. This plays out like some of the darker storylines that we don't really see in the films. We see them in the shows because it's like we got 100 episodes, we can do whatever. But these are the comic stories that they never do like on the big screen, and I was happy to see that. Of course, this isn't exactly Old Man Logan, but it blends that and the drama of that distant future and just how crazy things are and things like that. And there's certain things I'm trying not to reference. Some stuff is in the trailers, but it was only like one trailer, I think, so I'll just like leave that alone just in case. But I love the way they played around with the dynamic of that. The violence is really good. There's a lot of actually good comedy in here as well, but I really love the way they do the story and the pacing of it, and it's this kind of just crazy sequence of cat and mouse, with the villains, and they're trying to get X-23 and Logan and Professor X are helping. It's kind of weird to call him that when you watch through the whole movie. It's like, it's kind of weird to call him Professor X in this film because it's like, it's not the X-Men. This is Logan and Professor X, and Caliban is in there, and X-23, and it's like, it's hard to call it X-Men. It's Charles Xavier. I mean, you can call him that, but it's Charles and it's Logan. They actually use his actual name in the film. They use James, which that's in the trailer as well. But that's cool too. So I really love what they did with this. It's definitely really dramatic. It's I feel like for people that might be expecting it to be more comic booky, you won't find that in this, because that's something I noticed. I was like, man, this is super dramatic. There were parts where, personally, this is just me because I'm just super nerdy. I was like, I kind of wanted to go for more of the comic book style, because I felt at some points it did get like so dramatic. I was like, this is just like it. Like I said, almost like any other movie, but it was still really, really good. So it didn't matter. It was just like some parts I was like, I kind of wish it kicked up the comic stuff just a little bit, because I felt like it was so detached from it. But in one regard, that's really great. And for like maybe a minute and a half, I was like, I don't know if I like that 100%. So for that sliver of a minute where I was like, that obviously means nothing for the rest of the film. But it is super dramatic. It definitely plays it kind of close to the vest as far as comic books and their references. Of course, any comic book movie is going to make references, but has the references in there that are really good. The action is really good. The story itself is just really, really good. And I love the way it plays out. Very emotional story with these characters who have grown old at this point, including, Wolverine. So they've all grown old. They've lost so many people. Just the planet itself is so drastically different than what it was in like the other, X-Men films. Like the closest one to this would honestly be Days of Future Past. And that was like 100% this blows, like mutants and humans, like everybody's just being wiped the F out. This was the second worst. That was just bad for everything. This was just like, man, that's just depressing. It's sad. Like things are still good. The future has advanced technology and stuff, but it's just depressing as a story to go through this type of world. It's like some things advanced and some things kind of fell backwards, and it's interesting to see what got better and what got worse with the way they kind of tell the story in this world. But highly recommend it. Of course, the odds are if you're watching this, you've already seen the film or you plan on seeing the film. So definitely say go out and see it. I really, really loved it. I will say this. There is no after credit scene. So that way you just save your time there. You don't have to worry about that. There is no post-credit sequence or anything like that. The movie just ends and it talks about the 115,000 hours that the people worked on the film. So that's it. There is no extra credit scene, or post-credit scene, I should say. So don't worry about that. When the movie ends, you will be watching credits. So just leave, unless you want to watch through the credits and just read everybody's names. But that's it. That's the only spoiler I can give. There is no extra credit scene, so you don't have to wait, for something extra to happen at the end. So highly recommend going to see the film. Really, really good. I'm curious. I don't know if I'll end up seeing it again. That's just because I'm poor. I don't know if I have the money to do that twice with all the movies coming out in March. This was also the first big nerd thing. Like, this week is, basically X-Men. Next week is King Kong. Iron Fist comes out, I think, after King Kong does on Netflix. And then we got Power Rangers coming out. And then Ghost in the Shell comes out at the end of the month. So if it's nerdy, I want to see it. So I got a lot of movies to watch this month, and I still haven't even seen John Wick 2 and Lego Batman, so I'm kind of behind already. But really great film. Would love to know what you guys thought about it. Like I said, if you guys want to save your comments, I will be doing a spoiler discussion, so you can put all your comments there. But if you want to put them here, just make sure you put the spoiler tag before you put your actual comment. That way people know not to read it if they haven't seen the film already. But would love to know what you guys thought about it, so please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.